Hello there. Hello. I hope you're okay. I am very okay. Today is on Monday, and Monday, as you know, is usually the start of the week. Monday is when we get to plan. Monday is when we get to understand what direction are we looking at for the next 5 days. So if you're listening to me right now, good morning, and I hope you are okay. I hope you are doing okay. I hope you are fine. I am also very fine. And today we shall begin simply by starting from the higher time frame. You know that the higher time frame is the higher time frame is the real deal. The higher time frame speaks for itself whenever we are looking for market structure. So the higher time frame is not just a time frame, it's a determining time frame as together we shall engage in trading or we shall not engage in any trading. So we are looking at GBP USD daily time frame. So we shall start with the daily time frame on GBP USD. Now, these live sessions will continue every day during the London session. So I urge you to join me in all the London sessions and in some New York sessions. I will formally inform you before I go live during the New York session, because it's not a must that I have to go to there. I have to be in the New York session. However, I will always plan and tell you accordingly. So we are looking at our GBP USD chart today. Even before we look at our GBP USD chart, let us look at DXY. So DXY, as you know, is the base currency for the US dollar. or we denote the US dollar by DXY. So by understanding where the DXY is going, then we have a chance of planning for our trades. So the first thing we note with the DXY is very simple, is that DXY from March 3rd up to Monday 13th, today it has been on a consolidation spree. That is, it has been consolidating for those few days, or that whole month it has been consolidating. Now our next step is to understand where is DXY going. Now this is what I am seeing on DXY. Number one, my first long-term view on DXY was that DXY is going to collect more, is going to come to these levels and collect more liquidity. Why? Because once you pull out your fib like that, you'll get this zone, this 105.5000 zone. So this is our area of liquidity where I would like to see DXY come for more liquidity before it begins to even sell. Okay, so my long-term anticipation of DXY is that we should likely see the DXY maybe for the next this quarter and the next quarter. So this quarter and the next quarter, we should see DXY come to 105.500 so that we can do what? We can have a better sell. Remember, all these other levels you can see here, all these other levels you can see here are, and in fact, a measure, or they show us that price has broken these OBs, and as such price will continue on a downward trajectory. Okay, so DXY to me in the long term, that it's a long-term downward trajectory. After all, the US is losing that Iran war. So in the next 10-20 years, we are going to see the dollar weakening. Well, not necessarily weakening, but the dollar becoming moving from the world currency, and then a new currency taking over. So right now, that is why I'm telling you, I'm waiting for price to engineer more liquidity from 105, then we start the long-term sale. All right, so that is my long-term view of DXY. When we come to the exact price action happening on DXY, so the exact price action, by that I mean that when we look at the price action which has been happening from 4th March up to now, even you can see that this is a consolidating market. And if you have been losing, you have lost terribly in the last 1 month, you must know that you must denote somewhere in your journal that March 2026 was a losing year, was a losing month, so that the next year, March 2027, you will not lose. you'll reduce your risk, or you'll not be in that trade at all. So looking at our price action right now, the only move which I would make right now, or the only way I would engage DXY is using this formula which has been shown below. So for price to break below this level, then give us a smooth retest, then so that we can continue. That is, if it does not want to come to this 105.500, there's no problem. There's absolutely no problem. Okay, there's no problem. In fact, the moment it breaks below this level, we have to wait for price. We shall just wait for price to take a retest. Then when price takes a retest, we shall do what? We shall continue selling. So our entry will be based on this retest here. So let me enlarge. So we have to see a break, and then we have to see a retest here. Otherwise, the bias is the same. We are looking to sell DXY, and we are looking to buy GBP USD and Euro USD long term. Alright, now let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Now you'll note that price opened with a gap. And by the way, if you are trading on Monday, you must be very sick, because Monday is what will put you in the right mindset. Monday gives you an idea. So Monday's price action gives you an idea of what we are expecting for the whole week. Monday is not only a bad day to trade. Well, we cannot say it's a bad day to trade. What we can say is that Monday should be able to give us a picture of the whole week. Okay? For what price wants. So we have opened with a gap, a very strong gap from 99 to, so it's a gap. Okay? So what is my anticipation for this week? So this week I'm anticipating two things. Now, the first one is simple. Based on what we have discussed on the higher time frame, if price hits that level, I'm going to be waiting for it to come and fill this gap, because the gap has to be filled whether we like it or not. So I'm going to wait for price to come and create a bullish engulfing candle, so that we can look for a buy up to these territories. Remember, when you're looking for the best zones when you're creating your idea, your trade idea, the first question which you should ask yourself is, where is liquidity and who is liquidity. If you don't know where liquidity is, or you don't understand who liquidity is, then you are the liquidity. So liquidity, first of all, we have our new liquidity here. This is a gap, and a gap must always be filled. A gap is always filled. So my anticipation for this week is that price will at least create a high here, a low here. Then you can see upward momentum up to around maybe 100 or even 101. So how does this translate for GBP USD? How does this translate for GBP USD? So first of all, we check CFTC. We have to know whether GBP is still shorting. So here we have GBP now. So on the commitment of traders report, I have circled why circled? I have circled the contracts on GBP of GBP. So most hedge funds have more shorts on the pound positions as opposed to long positions. So majority of hedge funds are trading short. They are going short on GBP. Okay? So how does this translate to our trading today? So today you could be looking for a buy. Why? Let me tell you why. First, let me put in a buy. So I'm in for a buy, and our take profit is alright. So I'm in a buy. I'm in a GBP USD buy. Number one, we have said we have a gap here which has to be filled, and for this gap to be filled, price will have to come and retest this level. So my area of interest is 34,700, and these are about how many pips? 60 pips. So the target is at this high of the week. Why? Because this high of the week is also simultaneously the high of the month level. So this level is very significant, by the way, if you don't know. So my anticipation is that price, after filling this gap, which is going to fill today, because it has to fill this gap. Once it fills that gap, maybe you can anticipate now to do what? To start selling officially. Or price is going to break above and continue buying. But for now, we are looking at the current price action. We are interpreting price action as price action is, not as we would like price action to be. So price action right now is saying that this gap has to be filled, and our most probable level of take profit is 34,700. 34,700. So 34,700 is our take profit levels. Right? Now, the other thing about GBP USD is that one simple thing I forgot. Oh, I think I've mentioned it. That this is our high of the month. This is our high of the month. This is our high of the day. No, high of the week. Okay. So it's arguably a very good and a very important level for price to break. And if it breaks this level, our next level of interest is this level here. So we shall be on the watch out. Okay. We also have the news. So this week, in fact today we don't have any news. So I think price is just going to fill this gap, then continue playing around. Okay. So we shall have news tomorrow at 3:30. That is during the New York Open. I'm going to be streaming that live session because I'm thinking this is the time volatility is going to come in, there's going to be a lot of volatility injection during this time. Alright? So, up to that point, does anyone have a question? So I'm in a buy because I want to see price filling that gap, and when that gap is filled, at least we shall have our new high of the month, high of the week, and also by that it will be a new high of the month, because this level is a new high of the month. Okay. So this is what I'm anticipating, that price is going to come to this level, test it a bit, maybe by tomorrow. By tomorrow in New York session, it will be there, and then we shall see a sell from that point onwards. Okay. For DXY, it is the opposite. So I'll wait for price to come and Allah. So DXY is also feeling its to come and create what we call a support at this level, and then maybe a buy. Then we see a buy. So it is all planned. So by tomorrow, if we are able to see a very strong high of the week, we are going to not only see a long-term sell. No, we are not only are going to not only are we going to see a sell, but it will be a long-term sell. So tomorrow might be a sell, the whole week will be a sell, and probably the whole month. That is my anticipation for this whole assessment here. And another thing, gaps are the easiest to trade. So whenever there is a gap, there is an opportunity, and whenever there is an opportunity, we'll have to take it. So if you don't got any question, we shall wait for our trade to mature. So thank you for tuning in. Now, if you're listening, I'll also be dropping some very good videos for you to help you in your trading from this week, from today in fact. So thank you for your time. Let us wait for this trade to mature. I'm reading some profits. Okay, yes, so let us wait. Thank you, and let's meet tomorrow.